I'm going to tell you a story about what it's like to be connected to the Most High, divinely guided, to be one with the divine. A couple of my last videos will catch you up on the story. All of a sudden, I'm on the phone with the Allegiant customer service agent trying to get the flight that I had already scheduled, rescheduled sooner, to the first flight I can possibly get to get to my grandfather in time. I get off the phone with her. I gotta be gone within 2 hours and get over the mountain an hour and a half away to the airport with no internet. So I'm going off of a printout map basically in memory. And I don't have time to spare. Rush hour's coming in. I get to the airport, get to the parking just in time, get through customs just in time to the front where they're about to load the plane in 10 minutes. I get a coffee and a cookie. Because why? I haven't eaten all day. I barely slept. I've been crying for 3 days. At this point, my nervous system is shot. I'm seeing the number 16 on license plates and whatnot prior to getting to the airport. It's very significant. It's been a significant number in my life ever since I basically started walking and playing softball. That was my number, 16. And then my grandfather, that's when the story takes a twist. I get on the airport, or on the airplane. I'm watching the most magnificent sunset you can ever watch. I mean, it was beautiful. As I'm sitting there crying my eyes out in silence, all of a sudden, a woman behind me, in the row behind me or the second row behind me, she just blurts out, December 16th. And that was the day my grandfather passed away, but in 2015. She's talking about her daughter getting her license on December 16th. At this point, I was such a wreck, man. It went straight to my gut. It was reassuring, but yet the fact that it involved my grandfather that had already passed, it was very emotional, on top of already being an emotional wreck. I about broke my neck trying to, figure out who it came from, because I was about to say something to her, but I didn't, because I couldn't pinpoint it, and so I just carried on. I get off the plane. I'm sitting there waiting for my ride to come get me. All of a sudden, a woman's on the phone. Did you say the 16th? Did you say the 16th? Oh, the 6th. I about broke my neck again, but this time, man, it made me laugh. It made me chuckle. It made me shake my head. I was like, y'all got jokes. All right. I get picked up. We got to stop and get gas. I'm hungry. We're at Wawa. I order a meal. We walk away for a second. We come back, go to look at the order that's sitting on the counter, but it wasn't ours. And it was 2 bags for 1 order. What was the number? 816. So that was 816 twice. 8 plus 8 equals 16. 16, 16, 16. So I make it to my grandfather in time. About 11 o'clock I get there. I hold his hand. And I lay next to him as he took his last breaths. And at 7:30 in the morning, and at this point, I can't remember every little detail, but I talked to his daughter about this on the way, and as we're talking on the way back, to the house and stuff, once everything was said and done there, and there was nothing else we could do, we see the number 16 starting to pop up some more, to the point where we stopped at a stop sign and it said 16th Street on our way to brunch with some other family members of hers. Because if you understand, he's not technically my biological grandfather. It's part of the story. But when it comes to the number 16, not only that, I'm also born on the 7th, and that's technically part of the same life path. And so the first night, I was next to him, holding his hand, and woke up. There was a couple times I woke up, so I woke up to him still breathing, but then obviously the one time I woke up, he wasn't. And so fast forward after a day that it's like it was so foggy yesterday, I can barely remember everything. To the second night I'm here, the second morning I'm here, I wake up in his bed, and his granddaughter goes to brew some coffee for me. I haven't had honey, and that's the only thing that I drink in my coffee, and it's local honey, and I haven't had it in months. It's just been wild. Tell me how. She said, yeah, we have local honey. I have the number 16 tattooed on me. So here I am, laying on his floating dock that he built from a pontoon boat, wearing his shoes because I didn't want to put my boots on. Just reminiscing in my mind and going over all of this. How supernatural it's been. How divinely guided it's been. And what it's all about. And if you're not in the spirit, it's hard for you to understand. And when you're so caught up in the physical, you're missing out. Within a year and a half, I've lost my soul dog, my honey boy, which was my son, because I don't have kids, and those were my kids, my closest family that everyday family that were always there for me, and my grandpa. Basically my world. And it's been the most painful experience I've ever experienced in my life. And my soul dog passed away in my arms. And my honey boy, I had to put him down. But it's also been the most supernatural experiences that if you're not tapped in, it's so hard to explain. In the most painful times of my life have been the most beautiful times of my life because of how supernatural I found the Most High within. I didn't try to find him anywhere else. I didn't try to find the Father anywhere else besides within.